Welcome to the Parker template. We are so grateful for you and cannot wait to see how you customize it and bring it to life with your beautiful artwork. So now that you've added the design key into your Showit account, you're going to see the coming soon page. We have the desktop version on the right and the mobile version on the left. To get into this site, you're going to click Site up here in the top left. Here you're going to see all of your pages, all of your blog pages, and all of your site canvases. In Showit, each section on each page is called a canvas. So there are regular canvases and then site canvases. So anytime you edit a site canvas, you will see those edits site-wide wherever the canvas is located. In this video, we're going to kind of go over a brief overview of Showit, where everything is located, and how to get started, get your domain connected, go over how to add your brand colors and fonts, and how to upload your beautiful artwork. So first things first, we're going to click Site Settings or click Connect Your Domain. From here, we're going to click Edit. This is where you're going to go to start the domain process and set up your blog. So we'll click Edit. Ours is already connected. So what we're going to do, I pulled up some really great help docs from Showit. So down here in the bottom right corner is where I clicked, and then I searched to request a blog setup or migration, because you're going to do the domain process and blog process at the same time. Even if you don't plan on blogging right away, it's so helpful to get it set up at the same time. So from there, once we click on edit, and we're launching your site with a new blog. So there's a couple different options here. If we're starting a new blog, you can also migrate your current blog if you have a blog on Squarespace or WordPress. And of course, if you have any questions around that, we always recommend to reach out to the Showit support team to get any of those specific questions answered. Or if you also have a site currently within Showit, but you don't have a blog set up, or if you did want to migrate, you can also do that here as well. So I will have all of these help docs linked below this video, and we're going to just kind of walk through one of them because the process is going to be pretty similar for each of them, but we'll just lightly touch on these other ones. All right, so we either clicked Connect Your Domain or Site Settings. We then click Edit. From here, they're going to have some basic questions asking about your domain name, and you will just answer each question. Answer each question here. Add your number, any additional info, click Submit. From there, again, we always recommend proceeding to have your blog set up right away, so that way it's all done and ready for you, so that if you plan on waiting to blog or if you're ready to start, all of this is done. So then we'll click Proceed to Blog Setup. If this is a new blog, you're going to click here, or here if you're going to migrate your existing blog from Squarespace or WordPress, and then click Submit. So here is what happens next. The Showit team will set up a new WordPress blog for you and reach out once it's completed. Then you can point your DNS to Showit. So that will be within your domain registrar. You're going to update the DNS settings, and Showit specifically has different help docs there. So I will also have this one linked, but you can click. So for example, if you purchased your domain name from GoDaddy, you'll select this one, wherever you purchased from, or you can also select you need help and go from there. The Showit support team is so kind, so easy to chat with. So again, if you ever have questions, you can also reach out to them via chat. So when you're logged into your Showit site, you also have this chat feature here. So if you're really stuck on that DNS part, be sure to reach out here, and they're so helpful. Okay, then after you update the DNS settings, be sure to message the Showit team so they can apply the SSL certificate. That is where you're going to see that little lock in right next to your URL. It will also, that secures your site as well. Then from there, you're all finished. Your site is ready to go live and ready to hit publish. So now if you, for example, are migrating your blog, the process is going to be very similar. So again, the beginning part is going to be the exact same. You'll answer any of these brief little questions here. And then right here is different. So you currently have a blog at this domain. So again, that will be if you have a blog through Squarespace or WordPress. You'll add this info, click submit, and then of course, proceed to the blog setup. Down here, you'll select migrate existing blog. You'll click next, add your domain name, and then add all of this info. And again, they have double check that you provide the right login credentials. You'll select here and then click submit. And then here are the next steps. The team will migrate your blog for you and reach out once it's completed. You can then point your DNS to Showit in your domain registrar account. So that process will be the same. You can come to this help doc and select whatever domain registrar you have. Once the DNS are pointed, log into the Showit app and publish inside the app. So anytime we'll come up here to publish, Showit auto saves your design changes. But to see those changes live, you're going to have to click publish. And then, of course, reach out to the Showit team to ask them to apply the SSL certificate for you. And then you are all finished as far as like that portion. Then we have the third help doc here. If you currently have a Showit site, but you need to either add a blog or migrate, we're also going to have this help doc linked as well for you. All right, so now that that part is taken care of, here is where you can add the little favicon. This is the little icon you see up in the browsing tab. So you could add yours here. Next, blog, you're going to see this is where your blog will be connected. There's nothing you'll have to really edit here. Google Analytics, we have a bonus video that goes over how to add your Google Analytics to your website. And then we have social. This is where you're going to add all of the social links that pertain to your business. And then I'll show you where that comes in when we're linking things within your site. Next, we have design settings. So this is where you get to add in your color palette, your brand fonts. You can also use any of the fonts that we have here and any of the colors that we have here, or totally customize it and add your own. So to change any of the colors, we can just select. We can drag this around. If you already have the color hex code, you can simply add that in right here. And you'll repeat the process for all of them. If you do not have this many brand colors, that's totally okay. Just add in the ones that you have. I always leave a black one on the far left and then white on the far right. So otherwise, from there, you can just add in to any of the other spots. From there, we're going to click fonts. So what's super cool is that you would be able to choose from any Google fonts that you see here. And then you will see a little preview on the right. And from the drop down, you can select from any available styles. So this one only has normal available. If that's the one you're like, yep, that looks great, you can click add. And now it will be added over here as an active font. To remove it, we can click the X. If we have, for example, Inter, this one has different styles that you can choose from. So you can kind of preview. And a little hack is adding different styles from the same font, which helps give a different look, but it's still consistent because you have the same font. Down here, we also have the option to add in a custom font. So if you've purchased a font from Creative Market or any other type foundry, you'll receive a WOOF file. If you don't, you can also go to Font Squirrel, upload the font file you have, and it will convert it into a WOOF file for you. We'll go through that process shortly just so we can kind of show. But otherwise, we have other fonts uploaded, so then we can pull from that. And then I can add the font name. We've purchased the license, so we have this, and then we'll click Add Custom Font. For example, if you purchase a custom font, and you purchase the web license, and maybe that font file didn't come with the WOOF file, when we click Font Squirrel, we're going to upload our font. So I'm going to select this one, click Open. Yes, because I purchased this font. And then we'll click Download Kit. I'm gonna open the zip file. And now I will have the WOOF file right here. So we're gonna go back to your Showit account. If you made any changes that you want to keep, you're gonna click Save. We're gonna go to the Media Library. So here we have a fonts folder. And to do that, all the way at the bottom, you can create as many folders as you want. So for example, let's make this an example. So we're going to make the folder, and now I'm going to bring in this WOOF file here. Perfect. Now it's in the media library. We can close this, go back to design settings, and now we're going to see that right here. I always recommend to just use the same name for the font. And we own the license, so we can add custom font. This one we already have in here, so that's why we can't upload it, but you'll see the preview, and then you'll just click Add. Once we have those in here, we're going to click Save, and then you're going to go back to Design Settings, go to Site Style. This is super helpful right here under Type Styles to set all of these for you. It kind of creates a consistent workflow, and it's easier once you jump in and you start customizing. So here for our title font, it is the Perfectly 90s font. I like to start with a black color and just a white background to keep that really consistent. And then from there, when we're actually on the page, that's where you can change the font colors and the sizing and everything there. So I usually just keep whatever they have in Showit as far as the size for mobile and desktop. So we can switch for that. Line height you can change here, letter spacing if you want it to have more space between. The letter case, you can change that here as well. The alignment, I always start with everything left aligned. And you can change any of these things here. Usually I just keep everything black to start, and then you can come in and update that if you're like, oh, every time I use the title font, it's green. Then you had to come back in here and then make those edits right here, and then you'll repeat the process for the heading font. So that'll be this one on mobile, this one on desktop, subheading, mobile, desktop, and then lastly paragraph so that you can see everything. And then right down here for global styles, you'll see the background. So I always like to start with the white as the background, but you'll notice with the Parker template, it's all 7. Once you have those set, you'll click Save. From here, we'll jump into the media library. This is where you're going to upload all of your photos. This is where your logos will be uploaded into. If you have any video files, GIF files, Even a PDF, you can actually upload those as well. You can create as many folders as you want. So we'll do example Parker. Where did that go? So you can organize by maybe couples, year, month, types of session, maybe location, whatever makes sense for you is truly the best option here. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is grab your photos. All right, so before we upload any of the photos into the media library, I always run everything through JPEG Mini. So that helps to reduce file size without reducing the quality of your images. And of course, we want the file sizes to be smaller so that our web pages load quicker. So from here, we'll just drag them in. Again, this is where you're going to upload your logo files. If you have any illustrations, this could be like line illustrations. This could be any kind of like stars, hearts, like literally anything that you want to add to your site is going to be added to the media library. You could also add a pricing guide as well. So like what's really cool, for example, if this was your pricing guide, you have this little link here. So we could select the link, and that's the link you could share with potential clients. You could add that in an email, you could share that directly, and it'll just open up in a separate tab with your guide. And if you have video files, that will go in here as well. If you try to add a video file, if the file is too large, you're just going to get a notification like right here. It'll say files too large, and from there, you can go and either resave the video file, or there's different options if you search on Google, like how to reduce file size for your video or a video like converter. That's an option as well. All right, so now that everything is added, we'll come back out, and then we're just gonna go around the perimeter here and kind of go over like where everything is located. So down here we have your account. This is where you can see your designs, create a new design. Any of that option is here, and then here are your account settings. So if you need to go back to your account, that's super helpful here. Down at the bottom, you're going to see the icons to show mobile and desktop. This is where we can see both, to show mobile only or to show desktop only. We also have these display guidelines. This is just to help with the actual designing portion if you like knowing where any of these are. So for example, we could turn that on and just kind of go through. So if you like that, you can have that turned on. Here we have the zoom options to zoom out, reset the zoom, and to zoom in. Down at the bottom, we have the undo button and the redo button. Again, everything in Showit is auto-saving. And up here at the top, after you're making any edits, you can preview those. You can preview desktop and mobile, and then also click the link to see what it looks like in your window. To see any of the changes actually live, you will have to hit publish. From here, when you're on each page, this is where you can see page info, page background. This is the background color. SEO settings, we're going to go over this in a really fun bonus video. And then we'll touch on the advanced settings in another bonus video as well. Down here at the bottom, this is where we have Showit help docs. These are so helpful. So if you have questions, you can also try looking for things here, or you can also chat with the Showit support team. Again, they're so kind and so helpful. So that is where you can find assistance as well. I'll see you on the next one.